Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
And we serve as the voice to the global Black community.
Again, we got Dr. Candace Matthews.
A lot of these documents, looking at.
We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media.
This country is supposed to be about the land of the free for all. It has not been free for Black people, and we are tired.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
So Dr. Umar sat down with a couple of brothers who run a podcast in Canada, and he had some questions about the Black churches in Canada, the Black schools in Canada, and what do they do to advocate for police brutality, social and economic injustice, all of the injustices that go on and discrimination with our people. Take a look.
How many Black preachers can we say in Toronto right now or Montreal right now? How many pastors can you look to that are fighting against the miseducation system in Canada? Fighting against, and I've seen the unemployment, fighting against the mass incarceration. It's almost like here in America.
It definitely is.
Look at the major problems we have in Canada. Show me a Black church that's at the forefront, not participating, because anybody could go to a meeting. Anybody could join a march. Anybody could show up to a press conference. Show me a church that's at the forefront. I'm the leader. We're going to fix these schools. I'm the leader. We're going to get economic justice. You can't find them. Remember now, historically, we fought the KKK through the church. We got jobs through the church. We buried our dead through the church. Life insurance through the church. The Black church was the Walmart of the Black community. Whatever you needed, they had it. What happened to that? The Black church is now serving itself. It's no longer serving God. Show me a concrete, practical benefit of Black religion in Canada that our people have realized in the past 30 years, something significant.
I'd say Crawford. So Crawford Adventist Church.
What have they done? Give me the result. I don't need
the
to know
result.
the church.
So basically, there's a school in Toronto called Crawford. I went to the school.
Okay.
95% Black.
Okay.
Some people at the school, Black teachers as well, and they have about a 95% graduation rate.
Okay.
As well.
How long has Crawford been in existence?
Well over 30 years.
Okay. And how many students go to the school?
It's an Adventist school. From grade 1 to 12, I'd say about 200 to 300 kids.
I appreciate the fact that they have a school.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering now, after 30 years, why do you only have one school? They should have more than one by now.
So I think the challenge is they're Adventist, and there's a bit of bureaucracy between the channels of the Adventist board. You know, so I think they're kind of dealing with that.
Yeah, they're not big enough they're just not big enough or popular enough to actually do that, whereas Catholic schools are everywhere.
The Adventist umbrella? The Adventist is a white congregation.
That's the challenge.
Why are they under?
And what's happening is that there's an Adventist.
Be unapologetically African.
Yep.
Now, give me a church that's involved in some serious political agitation against police brutality, gentrification, economic genocide, mass incarceration, miseducation.
Okay, so I'd say Scarborough SDA. They have a prison program that they do where they go into the prisons and
I ain't talking about no prison ministry.
Okay.
What are they doing to fight against the system of mass incarceration?
Well, Dr. Umar did ask some very valid questions, and these brothers are correct when they say, in regards to Crawford, which is a school that has predominantly Black students, however, it is under the umbrella of the folks. There are some people in chair positions and superintendent positions, but at the end of the day, the umbrella they're under is of the folks. Now he's also asking about police brutality and mass incarceration and what is the Black churches being doing? What are the pastors doing? And again, this is another prime example similar to the United States where you have Black churches and Black pastors, but all they're doing is taking the tithes and offerings from the church parishioners, and they are using it for their own personal expenses and building beautiful $1 million homes, wearing designer clothing, jewelry, expensive vehicles, while their congregation members are suffering. Same thing goes on here. There are very, very few Black churches that are actually focused on what it is Black churches are meant to be, which is take care of your sheep and win souls. That is not going on very much anymore at the Black churches in Canada, similar to the United States. So Dr. Umar's question about whether or not or why the Black churches aren't doing anything to combat all that's going on, all of these injustices that go on with our people, is because they are too busy serving themselves. So we as Black people have to make sure that we rely on ourselves to fight that fight and come together as a community to help each other, especially as it relates to all of these injustices that we go through. And we can't rely on the churches. We can't rely on the schools. And I will also say that there isn't only one Black school. There is another Black school. It's called Afrocentric Alternative School, and that school is for Black students as well. So there are two. And Dr. Umar asks, why is it taking over 30 years? Well, it is an uphill battle in Canada to try and get a Black school. If a developer was to go to a land and say, I want to purchase this land so that I can build a Black school, a Black church, and one of the folks comes who says, I'm going to purchase this land and I'm going to build a 40-story condominium complex. Who do you think will win that bid for the land? It will most definitely not be the Black person that wants to build the church or the Black people that want to build the school. So that is, in and of itself, is a huge challenge in Canada, which is why I say we should all focus on building schools and all of the things that we want for our people outside of North America. Go to the Caribbean, go to Africa. Here is not where it needs to be. Here is not where we need to be. That's my take on it. But I do appreciate Dr. Umar's questions and challenges to the Black churches, Black schools. What are you doing for our people? We need to get back to when we used to be able to go to church and anybody that was suffering, like Dr. Umar said, they had it for us. They helped the congregation. They were there for us. That is what is supposed to be happening. So we appreciate his questions and challenges. Now we as a community need to get to work and make sure that we are prepared and taking care of our people and don't rely on anybody else. Let me know what you all think about this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this content. Also download the African Diaspora News app. Don't forget to do that. You want to get that app. And subscribe to my YouTube channel, EA Public Relations. Until next time.